person has 5 words. By the way, shout out to Danny Beegie, who I saw this on his channel. He's a new YouTuber. My comment and say me a thief this. But I'll also link his channel in the description box. Guys, check him out.
Yendi knows about my channel? Does this mean she watched all my videos and liked them? Does this mean we're friends now? Do I have to get her a Christmas gift? Does she get me a Christmas gift? Is she going to want to collab with me? What's going on?
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me yet again. My name is Daniel Blake, aka Danny Beegie. So lovely to be speaking to you again. So today, in this new video, I am going to be talking about maybe something a little emotional. Depends on how you take it. And I'm hoping at the end of it that a nice lesson will be learned. But remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, please. Would I love it? Seriously, would I love it? Me not gonna lie to you. Me would I love it. What I'm gonna talk about, and I don't want it to be extremely long, but I'm going to talk about something that has haunted me to this day, that I still feel guilt about. Something that happened in 2013, and to this very day I haven't been able to let go of it. So hopefully me sharing is gonna be great. So for those who don't know, my grandfather on my mother's side was a huge influence on me. He was one of the reasons why I love sports to this day. If y'all don't know I love sports, then something wrong. But yes, so he literally taught me how to play cricket. We'd watch, test matches together like all 5 days. If you thought watching test matches now were rough, like back then it was nothing to me and my grandfather. We used to, watch it from morning till late in the afternoon, whether the West Indies playing England, India, South Africa, Australia. It don't matter who playing, like me and my grandfather would watch. And we would go out in his yard and we'd play cricket as well with my brother. We used to play football, all those type of things. And he was a great influence on me in terms of spiritual life as well. He was huge, and everybody really loved him. He was always positive, but he was always passionate about God, his family, everything. So it was just really lovely to have someone like that in my life. So in 2013, was it January 2013, I think, I was at school. I was in 6th form at the time at Wilmer's. I get quad geese, all maroon and gold, the sun won't set. I should finish the song? No, can't bother. So I'm in 6th form at Wilmer's. I finished school and my father is there extra early. So if one day I'll probably tell these type of stories, but my father being extra early to pick me up is like a huge shock, right? So he comes and I'm like, you're here early. And he said, your grandfather not feeling well, so we have to go there. So I'm like, okay, cool. He lived in Mountain View, so it wasn't very far from Wilmot. So we got there, and when I go upstairs, like my grandfather, he looked pale, he He looked weak. He was vomiting everything. Like, I had never seen my grandfather like that before. Like, if you knew my grandfather religiously woke like before 5 a.m. every morning, got dressed, and walked around the Mona Dam. Like, every single morning, maybe except for Sundays, because he went to church on Sundays. So he needed to be well rested. But every other day, he was at Mona Dam. He was walking and everything. So if you go to the security guard by the Water Commission Mona Dam and ask who Burley Adair is, more than likely they'll tell you, because he was doing that for years. Like, my grandfather was super fit. Like, I could beat him in a race. Like, he wasn't that fit. But yeah, so he was super fit. So seeing him in that state was just like, wow. So we had to take him to the doctor. So I had to actually take him down the stairs, and it was really emotional for me, because as I said, I didn't see him like that before. So, you know, we're going down the stairs. It's like 10 stairs, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or maybe like less than 10. So taking him down the stairs, and it's just like, wow, like my grandfather can't climb stairs. Like, what is this? So get him in the car, and we're taking him back to my house. But I remember just driving along the way, like, my mind was like completely messed up, because again, I'd never seen my grandfather like this, right? So we get home, put him in our couch, and I remember just going straight to my room. I went straight to my room. I closed the door, everything, because I just didn't want to see my grandfather like that. So I stayed in my room. I was just extremely silent. I was like, everybody was downstairs. Like, my family started to visit and see what was happening. But I just stayed in my room, because I was not going to see my grandfather like that. No way. So they took him to the hospital, and he was admitted there. So all that was like, it had my mind all over the place, right? So my family, my immediate family and my extended family, they visit him at the UE hospital. I think it was UE hospital, yeah. So at UE hospital the Tuesday night. You know, Wednesday night they visit him again. I still didn't go because, like, I wasn't going to do that, because one, I didn't want to see my grandfather like that. Two, I guess, I don't know if it's because I'm an OCD or anything like that, but I don't like going to like hospitals, because I'm afraid that I will, you know, breathe in something or touch something, and then I catch like the flu or cold or whatever. So I try to stay away from hospitals and those type of things. So that was part of it, and I was just like I wasn't gonna do it. So they visited him on Wednesday. I stayed home. Thursday they visited him again, the Thursday evening, and I remember watching TV, and my family had just come back. My mother came to me and said she understood why I didn't want to see him, right? But she came to me and she said, Daniel, you sure you don't want to visit your grandfather? It would mean a lot to him, and you know, you don't know what might happen, and so forth, so forth. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know, this man is one of my heroes. So yeah, it didn't take long for me to think about it, and I was like, all right, after school tomorrow, I'll visit him. So that was that. Let me tell you, the Friday morning, I wake up like my inner vibes in. So usually before I go to school, I used to like listen to music to get my mind right, give me some energy and so forth. But Friday morning, I literally woke up with energy, and I think it was because I was going to see my grandfather, right? So I saw me a bounce in the bathroom, me a bed and and full of vibes and everything, and me I get ready, and yo, me just did a bounce. I go downstairs after getting ready, and I realize like my uncle is there, my aunts, my mother is in the couch and everything, and like they're in the dark, like it's dead, like it's dark. So I'm there thinking, what's going on? So I'm like, morning everybody and stuff for it. But as at the time, me never did a pay it no mind. Me just a think say, oh, them just did it. So when I got in the car, with my dad was taking me to school. My dad, I sound like I sound so American. My dad. I went in my dad's car and he was taking me to school. So yeah, so I went in daddy's car and I asked him like, what's going on? Why is everybody here? And he said, you don't know? I said, no. And that's when he told me that grandpa died. And I was in such shock. Like I couldn't believe it. Like I didn't even read the room, you know. So yeah, I got to school that day, and there was really no point of me going to school that day, to be very honest. I went to some classes, but my mind wasn't there. I remember being on like one of the benches on the outside, and I was just like crying and so forth, and you know, some of my friends coming to comfort me at the time. But yeah, he died, and it was just so difficult. And I remember going home after school, sorry. And I just lie down in my bed and I was just thinking about him. And then I just started crying, and one of the reasons why I cried, and one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, is because to this day, I haven't gotten over the fact that I wasn't able to see him one last time. That is the hardest part about it, you know. And it's not like I didn't have a chance. It's not like the Tuesday when he got sick, he died the Wednesday morning. It's like I had an opportunity. I had the opportunity on the Tuesday night, the Wednesday, the Thursday. And because of my own ego and my own pride and everything, it prevented me from seeing one of the men that I really loved. Like, yeah. I'm not gonna cry. Relax. Just relax. I'm not going to cry. So don't start crying either, please. But if you cry like that would mean a lot. But yeah, so every time I think about it, it's not a good feeling. It's really not. And one of the reasons why I thought about it was we're in the COVID period, and there are a lot of people dying, and family members or friends aren't able to see them or give them a proper burial. And you think about the pain that they go through, and it sucks. They weren't given that opportunity because of the restrictions and everything. Whereas in 2013, nothing stopped me from seeing my grandfather. And, you know, there are a lot of things that I'd love to do over in my life, and that would be high on my list. Yeah, would be very high on my list. Like, I really loved him, and you know, to know that I wasn't even able to see him. Like, that my mother told me, like, he started to lose it a bit in terms of he didn't really recognize them after a certain point and everything. But at least I would have felt comfortable in myself knowing that I got to see him. So what had happened after that was my grandmother, who got sicker like years later, she came to live with us. And in, was it 2017, I believe, either 2017 or 2018, she got sick. And I remember when she was in the hospital and she was in a home and everything, every single opportunity I got to visit her, I did. And one of the driving reasons was I didn't want to make the same mistake twice. Obviously, I loved my grandmother and I wanted to be around her and with her, but I just didn't want it to be like deja vu. I couldn't live with that double guilt. So there were times when probably my family doesn't even know this, but I would visit her without them even knowing. You know, and sometimes, you know, she was sleeping and, you know, I would just be around her and stuff and I would just leave. But it was driven by my guilt. A lot of it was driven by my guilt of not seeing my grandfather. So when my grandmother actually died that year, I didn't feel as bad because I knew that, hey, I saw her from the moment she was slightly sick to medium sick to very sick and then passing away. That was that. And you know, I guess the main lesson that I want you to sort of take from this is to truly cherish the people around you, because you honestly don't know when they're going to take their last breath. And especially during COVID-19, the whole pandemic everything is just so unpredictable. Like, at first when the pandemic started, we were told, oh, it's only the older generation, you know. How my light for just gone in the middle of me recording a video. But anyways, we're living in the time of COVID-19. We're in a pandemic and everything is so unpredictable. At the start of it, we were told that it was just the older generation, like, you know, those in them 70s upwards and those with like underlying illnesses and diseases. And then we realized that young people, like middle-aged people, even without underlying illnesses, are just like, their body just give way. And it just makes you reflect, like, it could be the one that I love the most, you know. So I really want you to just think about the people in your life that you're close to, and just let them know, yo, I love you. Thank you for being there for me. I'm going to continue being there for you, because you don't know, you know, you might wake up one morning and hear that I'm gone, and you're just like, wow, I wish we did go out for the drinks. I wish we did take that country run like we said we would do it. I wish that, you know, I invited him for dinner or invited her for dinner like I say I would. And, you know, just cherish the people in your life. You don't want to live with that guilt that you could have been with them at least one more time. Or even in COVID time, you can't really be with a lot of people. Like, shout them, video call them, and you can say, well, at least me get to see them smile one more time, get to see, you know, them face one more time. Just love the people that are around you. Cherish every moment that you have with them, because trust me, tomorrow not promised to nobody. We can guarantee you that. Love the people around you. Cherish the people around you. You see me? Thanks everyone so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'd really love it. And remember, there are more videos coming, so stay tuned. Love you guys. I don't even know what this means. It just looks cool. I don't think is a bad man sign, but I don't even know.